everyone. Welcome and good morning. We hope you enjoyed the opening session of the forum this morning, and we are excited to have you here with us today. Next slide, please.
We have a full agenda for you today. Throughout our session, we will show you how Special Olympics athlete leadership impacts communities. Building from inclusive communities, people with intellectual and developmental disabilities, like Manu and myself, means reflection and action for everyone. We will share our stories of how Special Olympics has transformed the lives of people with IDD, intellectual developmental disabilities, through year-round sports and leadership training. We will then show you how what we learned and experienced in Special Olympics has made both of us better people, better leaders, and better employees. Once you learn about athlete leadership, you'll discover the urgent need that people without IDD can take to be more inclusive.
That's right, Daniel. And I'm Emanuele Dutra. Many people know me as Manu. I'm a Sergeant Shriver International Global Messenger, or SSIGM, from the Latin America region.
And I'm Daniel Smikowski from Special Olympics Illinois, and I'm one of 3 Sergeant Shriver International Global Messengers from the North America region.
And as SSIGMs, we are athlete leaders who have reached the highest leadership role for the movement. With additional training, we serve as spokespeople, raising awareness in our communities and educating others about Special Olympics, similar to today at the Global Forum for Inclusion, and this week at the Berlin 2023 World Games.
That's right, Manu. And also, as SSIGMs, we speak to audiences and journalists about the positive changes that Special Olympics brings about in our lives. We feel empowered.
And we are here today to present our stories in Special Olympics and our experiences in athlete leadership.
Thank you for attending our session today. We hope you'll learn about how athlete leadership impacts communities and then the next steps that people without IDD can take to be more inclusive.
Yes, and now let's get started.
Next slide, please. First, I'd like to share my story in Special Olympics. The minute I joined Special Olympics, my life was different. Nobody made fun of me anymore. I had a whole new group of friends. I had new goals to strive for. Before Special Olympics, I would come home from school in tears because my schoolmates didn't understand my challenges. I didn't fit into school sports. I did some music, but that was mostly alone by myself, not part of a team. Special Olympics provided team involvement and really a second family. After 4 years of doing sports, I got involved in athlete leadership and discovered that athlete leadership is also all about teamwork and community. It felt so good to see my skills grow, not only in sports, but also my skills in leadership. We'll talk more about this, the athlete leadership and skills training, a little bit later. I'm 34 years old. I have two jobs. First, my weekly podcast and podcasting platform called Special Chronicles. And my other job is working for United Airlines at Chicago O'Hare International Airport. As a service ambassador at United Airlines, we assist customers with directional information. We greet customers help passengers to check in, tag bags, check passports, and other jobs. But what I really do at United is that I help people. I'm kind to people. I ease people's stress. I care. It's easy for me. I would have not have had this job as a service ambassador at United Airlines or the skills without Special Olympics. It's because of the athlete leadership and sports training that I first gained the confidence and then the skills needed to be successful in this job. Special Olympics and athlete leadership has helped me to be more comfortable. That is the impact of that athlete leadership has had on my life. In both of my jobs, the most important thing is communication with people. Communication has always been my biggest struggle, but also my biggest passion. In both of my jobs, I really need to listen to other people's stories. In sports, I've learned to listen to both my coaches and my teammates. Athlete leadership is not just about public speaking. It's much more. It's also about listening, creating, planning, and organizing with athletes, staff, community members, and corporate partners. I really love these opportunities to listen to people and to work with them. And what about your story, Special Olympics?
I have a story very similar to you, Daniel. When I joined Special Olympics, I saw a world full of possibilities. I was a very shy person. I couldn't even present schoolwork in front of the class because people used to make fun of me. I couldn't make friends because I was scared of people not liking me as who I am. The only friends I made during the school years, when they needed to move to a different school, I moved with them, so I was not being alone. I was already practicing sports with people with intellectual disabilities, like me, in a Brazilian organization since I was 7 years old. And I didn't see myself as the leader I am today. Special Olympics came into my life in 2013, when Special Olympics Brazil came to my city to deliver a training to physical education teachers in my city, and they invited the organization I was involved with to demonstrate a soccer match. Since this day, I saw something different was going to happen, not only in my life, but also in my teammates' lives. And 2 years later, we participated in the 2015 World Games in Los Angeles, and we earned the bronze medal in unified 5A-side women's football. First time representing my country internationally. It was a dream come true. And after that, I represented my country several times in sports and leadership roles as an athlete leader and SSIGM. One of the opportunities I had was being one of the 5 panelists at the United Nations in 2019 to talk about the importance of sports and inclusion for people with intellectual disabilities in different areas. It was the first time ever panel discussion made only by people with ID in the United Nations. And with the knowledge I have gained in Special Olympics, I see how important it is when people believe in you. Seeing my fellow athletes learning and thriving in several areas make me want to work more, because I know how important it was for me in the beginning. And now I'm 26 years old, and I work as a consultant for Special Olympics International, building resources for athlete leadership and unified leadership trainings. I feel more confident around people, giving a speech, delivering a training, and also improving my English and Spanish skills, because it is important in my work to be able to speak multiple languages. And sports have taught me that the teamwork is better than when we are doing things by ourselves. Because we can listen to different ideas and opinions, we learn how to build relationships and create an inclusive environment where we can all succeed.
Next slide, please. As we just shared with you, our stories in Special Olympics showcases the importance Special Olympics has had on both of our lives. We talked about the impacts and lessons we learned through year-round sports and leadership training.
And coming up, we are talking about how the very popular game of dominoes relates to Special Olympics, athlete leadership, and inclusion in the community. This shows how you both use communication and teamwork in your stories. We will provide you an opportunity to see that there is an urgent need for inclusion of people with and without disabilities. And now we have displayed some domino pieces on tables, and we would like you to stand up and go to see those domino pieces, and you can choose which table you want to go. And take a look at all different sizes of dominoes. And you have 5 minutes, and you can discuss between there's some dominoes. If you all of you
On
can
each
see
table.
on each table, you can go there and see the differences, the sizes and colors, and you can discuss how, if it's possible to still play domino or not, using those pieces.
And you don't have to know how to play dominoes, but if you want, you can ask someone else in the room who knows. We'll discuss after how this relates to our session after you go to the tables. And if you don't have any dominoes at your table, you can go move closer to a table that they have dominoes. So let's get started and have some unified fun.